Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wa sallallahu wa sallam ala khatim al-anbiya'i wa mursaleen. Sayyidina Muhammad wa alihi wa sahbihi ajma'een. Wa ba'd. My beloved brothers and sisters, I greet you with the greeting words of paradise. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. And I pray that these few moments that we spend can be a source of understanding and a source of inspiration for myself and you in the coming days. And we have reached a very critical point now in the development of the Islamic communities here in the West. And it is of great importance for those who are in leadership positions, especially for those who are involved in education, that we begin to look very seriously at our present condition, reflecting on the past, and also projecting somewhat into the future. And inshallah, with the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we can stand up to the great challenges that we are facing, and especially in the coming millennium, in this time change that we are making, and with the great crises our society is facing. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told us in the Quran, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu taqullaha wa qulu qawlan sadida. Yuslih lakum a'malakum wa yaghfir lakum dhunubakum wa man yuti'illaha wa rasulahu faqad faza fawzan azima. O you who believe, have the consciousness of Allah and speak a straightforward word. He would repair your deeds and forgive you of your sins. And whoever obeys Allah and His Messenger has surely gained a mighty triumph. And so I want to speak to you today in this spirit of Qawlan Sadida. And that is because I would not come all this way and go through the changes that I've been going through. Toronto's getting cold now, by the way. Coming to Miami is like a sauna bath. I wouldn't go through these changes just to say sweet nothings or say something that would tickle your ears and make you feel good. We all need to feel good, but we need to deal with reality. And we need to be very honest and sincere and respectful with each other when we are speaking about our conditions. In Toronto now, our community has expanded to over 250,000 Muslims. It is expanding so rapidly that the government is in shock when they realize how many Muslims there are living in the Metro Toronto area, now called the Greater Toronto Area, and in Canada itself. A recent survey said that 20% of the children born in Canadian hospitals are Muslims today in Canada. And this is a number that was not known so well. People did not know Canada as a country where Muslims were expanding at this rate. But with expansion, we are developing some very serious problems. And for a long time, we were in a state of denial. We buried our head in the sands. And we said, no, we are Muslims. We have the Quran. We have the Sunnah. We have the best way. We are the best nation raised up for people. And the problems continued. And then, when the young people who were growing up within families, and many of the families migrated to this part of the world from the Muslim countries with the intention of only staying in America to gain an education. Some people came here just to make a little money, and then their intention was to return to the Muslim world. But with the catastrophic changes that went on in the Muslim world in the 80s, 70s, 80s, and even in the 90s, it made it almost impossible for many of the Muslims to return to their countries in Africa, in the Middle East, and in Asia because of the changes that had gone on. And then when 10 years went by, when 20 years went by, they turned around and looked at their children, and they were no longer little children running around, little Zainab and Zayd, mashallah, tabarakallah. They were now young adults. And in many cases, they had their own opinions about things, and they were American or Canadian in their outlook, as well as Islamic. And so we realized the need to come together for education.